G'day, my name is Emma and I'm one of the carnivore keepers here at Ballarat Wildlife Park. And with me I have Cozzy and I have Banjo, two brothers, and they are alpine dingoes and they were born here at the park. Now alpine dingoes are found in cooler parts of Australia like East Victoria, New South Wales and the ACT. They grow a whole extra coat of big fluffy fur. It's nice and waterproof and it keeps them warm in the winter. Down here in Ballarat it does get a little chilly. Because our dingoes were born here at the park, they are a little friendlier, but they're not a domesticated dog. So it is important to remember that these are wild animals. And if you ever are lucky enough to see one out in the wild, we do suggest you view them with a very long camera lens and give them lots of space and respect. So dingoes are an apex predator, meaning they're the top of the food chain. They don't really have a predator of their own, but their biggest threat is probably humans. So being an apex predator means they're really important in our Australian ecosystems. They're the only predator that can bring down some of our bigger prey, like kangaroos, wallabies, and they can even really help with things like feral pig and deer that don't belong in our environment in Australia. Being that larger predator means they're the only carnivores that can bring down the bigger animals like our kangaroos and our wallabies. Without them, we see unnaturally large numbers of some of those species, which cause different problems in our environment and to our ecosystems. So dingoes have a very special set of features that make them dingoes. They are extremely flexible. They can move their wrists all the way around like a human, which helps them with climbing and hunting. They can move their ears and their head all the way back behind them so they know what's going on back there and they can sense any threats. They are so flexible and their skull is actually the widest part of their body, which means if they're trying to get into a burrow, a hole, through a fence or through a log, they can gauge if they will fit just by popping their head in. So the biggest threats to our dingoes are actually people. Dingoes are not protected in all parts of Australia, and unfortunately we are still losing them due to shooting and baiting. It is very important to preserve and protect our dingoes for our ecosystem. If you would like to learn more about conservation of dingoes and how Ballarat Wildlife Park helps out, please come to our Dingo Talk at 1:30 every day, where we will feed these boys and teach you a little bit more.